I'm MaJeyah Martin. To discuss the topic of career readiness are Dr. Michael Harp, Vice President for Student Engagement, Dr. Doris Ward, Vice President of Academic Affairs, Mary Lesher, Public Relations Director, Angela Williams, Associate Vice President of Human Resources. What does career readiness mean? Career readiness for college graduates means having the essential skills, experiences, and behaviors needed to successfully transition into the workforce and manage a lifelong career. It's not just about landing a first job. It's about being prepared to adapt, grow, and thrive in a rapidly changing professional world. The key competencies of career readiness, according to National Association for Continuing Education, NACE, include career and self-development, communications, critical thinking, equity and inclusion, leadership, professionalism, teamwork, and technology.
So really, career readiness is making sure you're armed with the skills and information to transfer into the workplace or graduate school.
Readiness means that we are preparing students so that when they graduate from the institution, they will be fully equipped, not only academically, but we are also working on emotionally and socially. They will be ready.
Career readiness means I'm actually able to step off of Rust College's campus and go into the workforce and actually be able to apply all of the skills and knowledge that I've gained here, and I'm actually ready for the workforce.
Well, career readiness means just what it says. I mean, are you ready to go into the world of work and/or entrepreneurship? And I always mention entrepreneurship because some of your students, some of your classmates may want to work for yourselves and not necessarily work for somebody. And this next generation of young people, a lot of people are opting to work for themselves as opposed to working for a corporation or entity. So, what do we do to prepare them to be able to do those type of initiatives for themselves and to create a stream of revenue for themselves and their families and communities? That's what career readiness means to me. How can we show them how to do the proper things to make that work for them?
Now, the real question is, how does Rust College equip students with those skills? A college prepares students for career readiness by helping them build essential skills, gain real-world experience, and develop the confidence to succeed in professionalism environments.
There are some formal things that we do. We actually have an office of, that's career pathways. And so students, before they exit, there is a battery of exercises that we expect for them to have done. For instance, we want their resume transcript, and preferably if we could have a mock interview session with them. So that is what we do formally. But the way that we also work is like right now, if you have to do a project. So this is a part of it. It is designed in our curriculum that you will be career ready. Some of the things that your professors will require that you do, they should be designed so that you are career ready. Also, as you know, at Rust College, you have to do an external internship. That is going to also what we do formally to ensure that you are career ready.
All right, I think that Rust does a wonderful job in terms of helping students to establish a firm foundation for the next step and the next level in life. Again, we try to cultivate your mind, to stimulate your mind, impart enough knowledge in each student. So again, they're able to function in an exceptional way when they go back to their various homes, their communities, be it their church, in the workplace. Hopefully we've helped to develop the whole person in a way that you're really equipped to manage and excel.
Russ College, I've been here since 2017. So I know as long as 2017 and a couple years before, Russ College has had a resource available to our students. They offer things like software that will help you in a mock interview. So you're not actually on the interview, but it allows you to do an interview and then you can assess yourself. We can determine what you need to strengthen, what you need to not do. We also have something called Handshake. And Handshake is a platform that every student on this campus should have. It's almost like LinkedIn on steroids because it actually has jobs that you can apply for, internships you can apply for, and you can put your profile out there, right? You're not just searching, employers are searching for you as well.
The institution itself, by virtue of what this institution offers, does give you the background for sustaining and developing yourselves once you leave this institution of higher learning. I think what we can improve upon is some of the next generational type of initiatives, the virtue of ChatGPT and AI, because we know that your students are using them. But how do you use them effectively and efficiently in this day and age? That's what makes it. That's why we have to show you the proper ways of doing this, because we don't want you just to go through life using ChatGPT and AI. AI type technology and not using it effectively and efficiently. It can be useful. It can be very useful to your career development. But we have to come to an understanding that we have to incorporate that into our day-to-day operation as an institution, because this is the next wave of education in this country. So we just have to make sure what we do makes sense in regards to incorporating new technology into your typical learning experience here at the college.
What obstacles do graduates encounter in their careers? College graduates often face obstacles such as limited experiences, competitive job markets, unclear career direction, and difficulty translating academic skills into the work expectations.
Well, one of the things that we often hear is that, they're not able to maybe secure a job right away. So, of course, once you graduate, you're ready to get into the workforce and start earning money, right? So sometimes, you have to maybe, even when you get into that workforce and you're able to secure a job, you may not be a TV anchor right away, right? Mm-hmm. So naturally, the young mind wants to jump to the top right away, but know that it may mean that you enter that field on the ground level, and then work your way up. So I challenge you to be patient, to be able to get to where you're really trying to go, to be punctual, to be available, use your mind, be creative, be proactive. You many times can make a space for you in a place where you, obviously, when you go in, you might not see a space for you, but you will determine the length or the height for which you excel in any position, in any company or any firm that you might enter.
I think students encounter the obstacle of debt. A lot of students, leave with debt, and that weighs on you when you're trying to go out into the world and determine, what career you want to go into. I think a lack of networking. It doesn't matter the industry that you choose to go into. You want to network with persons within the industry. I think as a student, they may have told you about an elevator pitch. Always have that ready, because you could very well encounter someone that could hire you at an airport. And, so just always be ready to kind of sell yourself. And I also find that while students want to graduate, if they think it's an automatic, I'll go into a career, but you have to create the pathway to get you there. And so there's a lot of tools like emotional intelligence, soft skills. So I think oftentimes the biggest obstacle is students are not ready. They've not prepared themselves to forge the path that they desire.
Well, this is what I'm going to be frank and very honest with you. And what I have always cautioned when as a dean, I caution faculty, and as a reminder to myself, I want, this is an HBCU. We are family. If you have a problem, you go to somebody and they are willing and they are going to extend and they are going to help you. When you get out in the real world, and that is not the way it is, it can be quite a shock because the world that they encounter will be not as friendly. So that's what I hope. Sometimes that's what I think about when our graduates go out, that they are expecting, some of them, not all, that same type of family-oriented environment.
I think the biggest challenge is for our students to understand the difference between career and a job. Okay, there's a distinct difference. Everybody can get a job, but what you want to do is you want to put yourself in a position so you can have a career, and a career that's to sustain you for a long period of time. Or you can gain a skill set, you can go into something else within that frame of work that you want to do. So I think the biggest challenge for our young people is to get them to understand that they have to develop a skill set outside of what they've done, when they do the social media presence and all that kind of stuff on social media. But they have to develop a skill set so they can go out here and compete with any and everybody. Also, I think we also need to let people understand, our young people understand, that you're not just competing with people from Russ College. You're competing with people from other institutions across Mississippi, Tennessee, the whole country, the whole world. So are you prepared to meet that challenge? And that's the biggest challenge we have in regards to developing our students. Our students have to develop a portfolio that shows that they have the capacity to do and lead. And so what we're trying to do now is trying to re-establish that kind of programming effort for our students on campus to get them to the point where they can get into the world and a world of work and entrepreneurship, and make sure that they can be able to compete. And that's the most important thing. So we have to get that competitiveness edge with our students out there more so than ever before.
We will go for a short break and return to the documentary on career readiness for college graduates after the break.
Dear moms and dads, we know it's not always been easy, and it's been a lot of hard work. What you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. Everything I do it for you. Mom, love you all. No, it's true. Everything I do it for you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Welcome back. I'm MaJeyah Martin. What supportive resources are in Russ College to prepare students for career readiness?
Fortunately, I have a great relationship with all of our deans, and Dr. MaJeyah in particular, and with all of the various faculty and staff who work with us. I think they have opportunities that they get presented with all the time to accentuate the classroom instructional experience. I'm in the process now of hiring a director of career services and career pathways who has varied experiences in technology, AI, all the various nuances of technology. She's very privy to. She's very astute to those type of things. And she has a passion for helping our students to get to the next level. How do you connect with people? How do you use those soft skills to connect with people once you have an interaction with them? How do you network? How do you write resumes and cover letters and thank you letters and things of that nature in an automated way now? As opposed to when I was growing up, you had to literally write all that information out. Now you have the ability to do those things through Chat, GPT, and AI. And so it's, it's a little informal, but you want to be able to make sure that you do it, what's necessary to show that you have a formality associated with the process. So, so we definitely have that. Plus, we already had the clothing closet here, professional dress clothing closet. That's in place, and we still have that here as well, so we can really build upon that, making sure our students are prepared sartorially with clothes that would provide them the professional appearance to to when they go into the, wherever they go?
We're in a HBCU. We've not always had resources that other schools may have. PWIs have had career readiness for years. For years. You can't just come here and assume that something's going to fall in your lap. You got to prepare for it. You got to work toward it. And so when you have a blueprint like that and you meet your end goal, then that's a sense of accomplishment that you can walk away with because you did it. Now, your career readiness may not be workforce. You may want to go to grad school, right? So when you leave Rust, depending on what it is you want to do, you may have to yet go to grad school. So career counseling is what helps you understand the steps it takes to get where you want to go today.
And also, we have other resources. As a matter of fact, I just purchased probably about $5,000 worth of resources, books for graduate school prep. And students, they will be made available to students at, no cost. And we're also working on trying to get other formalized, resources like study.com for some students in particular, if they qualify for, like if you need to go sit for graduate requisite exam or some other type of special exam. We want to be able to provide monies. And we also do career fairs. We have about 2 career fairs, and we invite industry here, and they come and, show their wares. And sometimes we even send links to students for virtual career fairs. So that's what we have formally at the institution.
Well, initially when students come in, we have a program, that the Student Success Program, that each freshman would basically go through their entire freshman year, that helps them to acclimate themselves from home to college life and being independent. You have some students who are, more responsible maybe, or prepared to really go out into the world than other students. So of course that helps them to be able to get a stable footing and allow them not to be so overwhelmed with those major courses of study that freshman year. And then of course you have counselors and advisors who will help to guide students all along the way. And as you go from one level to the next, from the freshman to the graduation to the stage, you have counselors and advisors who are there to help and assist you all along the way.
An alumni network enhances graduates' career success by providing valuable connections, mentorship, job leads, and industry insights that opens doors to professional opportunities.
It is tremendous, the amount of networking where I know and see where alumni, they come back, they talk to students, they tell them about internship opportunities, and they tell them about possible job opportunities. And as a matter of fact, I know several students have gotten internships as a result of talking to alumni. Many of Rust alumni are actually, as they say, they are in high places, and they are like, NASA work for the government, and I can't think of them, but I know when they come back, they have information for students. So they are very helpful. That is very helpful.
Rust has a very strong alumni support, and I'm happy about that because everyone needs help at some point in time. And I'm not saying use your alumni as a step up, but they're connected to places that you want to go. They're in industries that you might have interest in. And so they act somewhat as a mentor for our students in assisting them, to go into the workforce and succeed. So your connection with your alum is extremely important, largely because they're sitting in places that you're trying to go.
One of the things I've learned in my 2.5 years here at Rust College, the alumni have a very, very vested interest in you as a student. Especially the older alumni, they have a vested interest in anyone associated with Rust College, and it's really a great gesture for them to have that kind of connection with you. I think it's important for you to connect those have that kind of connection, because what it does, it opens a pipeline for you as a potential employee to some organization that may have employed one of our Rust College graduates.
I really believe that that is so important because many times young people don't really know where to go, what to do, what connections to make. So it really helps to establish and help our graduates find a really good place for them. You don't know where to start, where to look. So for those of us who've been there and done that, and very aware of the atmosphere, the working environments, and various fields of study, then certainly graduates could actually help in terms of mentoring those new graduates from Rust College. So yes, as mentors, as a good resource, they give some sense of direction.
On a final note, what practical advice to graduates for life after graduation? Even after leaving colleges, graduates should still stay curious and proactive by continuously learning, building connections, and seeking opportunities that align with their long-term goals.
Are you here on campus? Get involved. Get involved in campus clubs and organizations. If it's not a club or organization on this campus, it doesn't fit your fancy, it's something you have an interest in, then create one. One of the things that students know about me is that if you ever bring an idea to me that makes sense, I want to tell you, okay, let's pursue it. For example, we're starting a pre-law club. We're going to start we started a esports club. We started several clubs that we're trying to put together. A debate club. We want a debate club we want to put on campus. Because a student came to me and asked about the opportunities for that to happen. I said, certainly that's something that we can put in place. Why? Because all these things are all about developing you as an individual student, developing you as a person who's going to be graduating from the institution and being a representative of the college. Now, also within the clubs, what type of leadership role are you having? Are you president of the club? Are you vice president? Are you the treasurer? Are you making money for the club? These are things that build a certain skill set that's necessary. So when you add that to your resume, it shows that you have the capacity to lead. It shows you have the capacity to be a innovator of creative ideas. It shows you have the capacity to do things differently and expand yourself and extend yourself much larger than what you ever imagined. And that's what we want to see happen. This is what college is all about.
It is my hope that you have taken advantage of every opportunity while you're here at Rust College, not only to grow academically in the classroom, but also outside of the classroom, because obviously once you step out into the work world, you step out into an environment that is very unfamiliar to you, people who you don't really know. And so obviously as a Rust student, and one of our hopes is that whatever you're able to gain while you're here, again, in and out of the classroom, has really prepared you in a way that you're able to actually function and excel in your chosen field.
You know, I don't know why I'm doing it, because this is what I practice every day and tell people. Students, one of the things we're teaching you all learning. You know, you go to class, academics. But what's really going to count when you get out there is your belief in yourself, your confidence in your own ability to do. So while you are here absorbing all the learning, make sure you are absorbing it so that it translates to you a confidence that I am ready. Because if none of us can do that for you. You know, we can teach you, we can do this, we can do that, but you have to feel, the individual student has to feel, I am ready. So that is what I could tell, the advice that I would give the student. Take in knowledge, understand why you're here, so that when you walk across that stage, you don't have a doubt in your mind. It's a scary time, but at least you're confident that you are ready to achieve whatever you go.